Icons are some of the best and most in-demand cards in FC24, with most of us having at least one or two, sometimes even more like myself, in your team already, and being potentially the catalyst players, the main players that you go to clutch up in FUT champs. And there's not just one type of icon in the game. We've had different promos releasing different versions. For example, the Team of the Years, we've got the base, of course, Centurions, Winter Wildcard, to name a few. So what would happen if I put every single icon in the game, all 194 cards, into a tier list? Yeah, we're gonna find out. The biggest tier list on this channel today. I have every single icon card in this list right here. There's a lot of them, and I accidentally put the thumbnail design in here as well, so obviously we're gonna ignore that one. But every single card is here. It's gonna be a long one, so I hope you're ready for this. The tier list, as you can see, has S+. These are gonna be like the elite. Nobody's better than these cards. S, absolutely fantastic, seriously high level cards, but I kind of wanted to have a bit of separation, because in previous tier lists where you had S, it's been a few kind of controversial shouts where certain cards are just that much better than other cards in that tier. So S+ is reserved for the best of the best. S is going to be pretty stacked with a host of crazy cards as well. A+, A, B, and then straight up fodder. We've got a lot to go through here, and let's be real, a fair few of these are fodder. For cheap and fast FC24 Ultimate Team coins, head over to MMOEXP.com, link down below, and make sure to use my code Morsey at checkout to get yourself 5% off. But before we get stuck into it, I've got a challenge for you guys right now. This is going to be a long one, and I hope you appreciate it, but I'm going to set a little light goal to kick things off. This is a big one, all right? It's a Sunday, this is going live. Could be possible. It's ambitious. 30 likes within the first 2 hours. Smash that button down below. We've done it before. We could definitely do it again. And just like that, the fodder tier has been stacked. I've gone through every single icon here. There might have been one or two that I missed just scanning through them. And I basically put the ones that I would say are more fodder. They might not be fodder value necessarily, but considering it's February, the power curve has jumped a lot. Majority of these cards, in my opinion, just don't cut it anymore. And a lot of them are actually fodder value. If you disagree with any of these, let me know if you think any of these should be in the B tier. But for me, each one of these cards just do not cut it at this stage of the game. So let's keep moving then and go straight into the B tier. These are cards that I think are still somewhat usable. Some of them are somewhat similar price to the cards you would see below, but in my opinion, these guys just have a little bit of a cut above. For example, Zola, Sen, still decent options at this stage of the game, and I'm sure a few of you watching this still use these cards. Makalele, if you want an owner onto CDM, definitely cuts it. Ashley Cole as a fullback, there's definitely better versions, but not a bad option. This actual Ultimate Dynasty Veron surprised me a little bit. Hullet Gang, nice playstyle plus on there. Definitely a decent upgrade from his 87, and not even half bad, you know. Vidic, a little bit lacking in the pace, but super solid defensively. Balak, even though he's a little bit on the clunkier side, I still think he's a decent shout. Emmanuel Petit, very close to fodder price, but I think in game he's got that something extra that makes me want to put him in the B tier. I'm also going to be placing big man Sol Campbell in the B tier as well. Decent on paper in all fairness at this stage. Give him a shadow, he's going to be absolutely bullying people. Xabi Alonso, into that B tier you go, my son. Nedved, B tier all day long. I've never really got on with Nedved this year in all fairness. He seems like a bit of a nothing card for me, but let me know if you think he's phenomenal in game. I'm sure with a decent big boost promo card, he's definitely going to take that step up. Steven Gerrard, definitely above fodder. Actually love his long shot. He's got a rocket, an absolute cannon of a long shot on him. For that reason, he is in the B tier all day. Similar with Schweinsteiger. Like a similar kind of build for the two of them. Pace is definitely lacking with Bastian, but he makes up for it in other departments. Very nice solid stats apart from the pace, in my opinion. Similar kind of story to big Steven Gerrard there. Another person going into the B tier is going to be Robin van Persie. Similar kind of stat base to cards like Bergkamp. But in my opinion, RVP is a little bit of a level above. Lethal left-footed shots. Definitely utilise the shooting. Great playstyle with a first touch plus. For me, he's in the B tier. Beckham in the B tier. We go, my boy. Let's also get Nesta in here. All right, so we're making waves. That is going to be B. I've added in Sanchez, Zanetti, Del Piero, and Ruben Nistelrooy's goalkeeper card. Didn't really get on with this card whatsoever, by the way, but a fair few out there don't mind him. So B for me. I've also added in B plus as well, just to add a bit more differential. Looking up at the top here, it's going to be a lot of debate going on, I'm pretty certain, with you guys in the comment section in regards to my picks later on, but let's keep on chugging. So a little bit more usable, I'm going to be going for Winter Wildcards. David Trezeguet. An actual surprising SBC when he came out. Not quite Hullet Gang, but in my opinion, this was the first like usable Trezeguet card we've seen in a long time. I was scoring Trevellis from 30 yards with the boy, and he had that kind of presence in the midfield, was surprisingly bossing it. And I see a fair few people rocking him still in your squads to this date. So B plus for me, 100%. Alongside him, I'm going to put another SBC that came out at basically the same time, Luis Hernandez. I think if you've still got fodder at this stage, there's no harm in chucking it into this guy's SBC because he's a goal scorer with a fantastic playstyle plus, and he feels meta in game for sure. I'm also going to be placing alongside those guys a fair chunk of base icons that I think are a little bit more usable than what we've put in so far. So Smith is going to be in here. Great pace, great dribbling, good shooting, no nonsense, a striker for me. Cannavaro. I just didn't get on with him too much this year. I don't know what it is about him. I still think he's very usable. Great playstyle plus, really good defensively, but I don't think he's much higher than the B plus category for myself. Winter wildcard Miroslav Klose with interesting stats and of course a position change to a CDM. Honestly, not bad. Like it's definitely a weird feeling having Klose marshalling that midfield for you, but they've actually made the card somewhat usable in that position, so he's in the B plus for me, 100%. Joining him in the B plus category is going to be a few Winter Wildcard boys. Mr. Gary Lineker, smack bang into the B plus. Actually not too bad. As just an out-and-out goal scorer, he does the job for you. I reckon, yeah, could be usable still at this stage of the game. Also joining him is going to be Thunderstruck, Robert Perez in the building. This tier list is still, you know, a little bit laggy, but that is fine. Robert Perez, get in there, my son. Finesse shot playstyle plus, but still something lacking a little bit on the card, which means he's going to be no higher than B plus for me. Now let's level it up a little bit and look at the higher tiers. A plus and A coming in clutch right now, and we are going to start off with a big A plus name. It is going to be none other than Jarzinho's base version. Now, I've packed this guy out of one of the most recent player picks during Team of the Year, and he is still an absolute demon in game. Super quick, surprisingly really lethal finishing, fantastic dribbling, the 5-star skills. Like, what a baller. Super in demand as well, and desirable card on the game. He's got a better version we're going to talk about in a second, but still at this stage of the game, I still reckon Jarzinho fits into that A plus category for me. What an absolute beast. Also in A plus, Emilio Butragueno. Just an absolutely ridiculously lethal finisher. I love his body type in game. I think he feels super cracked. Somewhat similar to like Ben Yedder special cards in previous years. The way that he's small, but also somewhat physical. Can turn quickly and shoot with either foot, being the 5-star weak foot. Technical plus as well. Yeah, a demon. Let's continue with the striker theme and let's go big Kenny Dalglish. Mr. Finesse Shot Phenom. About, a few months ago before the patch, this man was absolutely incredible. Could score from anywhere with a finesse shot. Still to this day, a very, very reliable striker. Another card joining the A plus tier is going to be George Best's base version. I also have him untradeable on the main account. A brilliant ball carrier with technical plus as well. One of my favourite playstyles. And this man seems to have not like a super lethal strike, but the way he kicks the ball, it doesn't look super clinical, but it finds the back of the net. It's really weird. It's hard to explain. Where the boy's a goal scorer as well as a ball carrier, and definitely rightfully belongs in that A plus tier for me, 100%. Another man joining the A plus tier is the king, Thierry Henry's base version. This man's SBC has brought a lot of love to the card. I'm seeing a lot of you guys rocking him in your teams, and I love it. If you use him well, he's a demon. Don't do too much technical stuff with the boy. Utilize the getting behind aspect, the power that he has, and the lethal finishing. You're going to score some crazy goals with the man. Cafu, my current right back in the game, I reckon is an A plus fullback. The SBC price, it's an absolute steal if you want to get him done. He's just so lethal. When I say this a lot, if the boy could finish clinically, like he scores goals for me with a green timer occasionally, but if his finishing was higher, similar to like Marcus Llorente's Evo, what a player he would be, man. But for me, he's got to be that A+. Let's smash out a couple more of the B tier cards real quick. I'm seeing Raul down here. I reckon Raul, in my opinion, is going to be in that B tier. Not quite on the B+ level. Not a bad card, but definitely feels a little bit outdated at this stage. I'm also going to be placing Casillas, base icon. Now, goalkeepers are weird in this because they've obviously majority got promo cards, but they're not all half bad. And goalkeeper is the most subjective position in the game, by the way. A lot of people love cards, a lot of people hate certain keepers, but in my opinion, I don't think they can really be necessarily fodder until they actually get to the fodder price. Majority of them are going to be in that B tier. I'm also putting Czech alongside Casillas, just the base version, and I'm going to leave it at that for now in regards to the goalkeepers. Another B plus for me is going to be Baggio. I like the fact he's got 5-star skills and nice dribbling in game, but apart from that, he's lacking a lot. The shooting, the pace lets me down. I don't think he should be a card you should be targeting at this stage. Now let's go for our first A options. I'm going to be placing just 3. We'll start off with 3 and ease into it slowly. Big Sol Campbell for me is going to be in that A tier. I'm also going to be placing Mr. Mickey Ballack himself, the Thunderstruck SBC, into that A tier. And joining them in the A is going to be none other than a man who's still usable to this day, even though his SBC came out 95 years ago, is Vidic. All A tier cards to me. Still really usable. Campbell, just a really solid, big, bulky bruiser at the back. Playstyle is the bruiser as well, Playstyle Plus, so that goes hand in hand. Not really doing much for you in regards to build-up play out the back. Not the best in regards to the quickness and the speed that he can move at as well, but very solid. Ballack, similar kind of story, a no-nonsense Hullet gang centre mid with crazy long shots. When I reviewed him on the channel, I scored some screamers with him. And Vidic, kind of similar to Campbell, really solid defensively, but lacking a little bit still in the pace. One man I saw lurking down here, Andrea Pirlo, just the base version. For me, I reckon is going to be in the B tier. Just lacking a lot in certain aspects. Nice dribbling, good play styles, decent skill moves and passing. But still, the pace is a big issue with this man. And I feel like he gets bullied in the middle of the park a little bit. So, no higher than the B for me. So, back to the B plus tier. Luis Figo, base icon, into the B plus. Socrates is going to be joining him. Now, Socrates has a nice evolution. But the base card itself, I don't mind it. I think he's unique, which makes him somewhat desirable in the community. Philipp Lahm into the B+. My boy with the intercept playstyle plus. What a player, mate. What a player. The boy Didier Drogba also going into the B+. Joining Lahm, Socrates and Luis Figo. Zambrotta, another one into the B+ tier. Very usable right back still at this stage of the game, but I feel like definitely getting more and more outdated as we progress at the power curve. Fernando Torres, another one going into the B+ tier. Finesse shot playstyle plus is nice, and definitely towards the start of the game, this man was super in demand. I think when the first icon player pick came out, this guy was like close to 800k, but dropped off a lot now, and he's lacking a lot in certain stats, but still, some people might still be rocking the boy. And Hadji, my man, a massive boost from his other version of the Ultimate Dynasties, but still nothing super insane. But I like the all-round game, to be fair, as a playmaker. Pace, shooting, dribbling, passing. He's got majority of it. Also, a few winter wildcards that have been sneaking a bit under the radar. Dennis Bergkamp, centre mid, is going to be in the B+ for me. I think he's a little bit lacking in majority of aspects. It's a nice position change, but still needs a little bit more oomph to really be any more meta for me. Also placing Winter Wildcard Shearer. Very similar kind of story to Bergkamp. I think he's actually a little bit better in game for me. Even if you still want to play him as a more attacking like centre mid or an out-and-out cam. I like the playstyle plus on the boy as well. It's slowly becoming one of my favourites. And definitely the most usable version of Shearer we've got on the game to this date. I'm also going to be placing 99 dribbling Bobby Moore. Mate, this SBC annoyed me when it came out, man. It annoyed me. Why couldn't they have made him super usable with a big pace boost? Instead, the lack of pace is an issue. Let me know if you got on with him and actually enjoyed the card at the time. But for me, yeah, he's joining the boys at B+, and he's super expensive for what you're getting as well, in my opinion. And also going up to the B+ tier, this one could be lower, in all fairness, could be a bit controversial, could be B, is Fernando Hierro. I just think the insane defending stats here just make him a little bit better. Give him like an anchor chem style or even a catalyst just to super juice the pace up as much as you can. And you've got a really solid, no-nonsense centre-back on your hands. Going down a tier back to the B, we're going to place Ronald Koeman Centurions into that B tier. Very similar to Hierro in a way. I just feel like Hierro's better suited to that centre-back role. Ronald's almost a CDM. but lacking a little bit in the pace and a little bit too bulky to play that role for me. For that reason, he's in the B. But honestly, not a bad option if you still got him on a reel from set pieces, that is for sure. We are getting through this now. We've got a big bulk of cards left, but a big bulk of cards already placed on the tier list. If you are enjoying this video and you've not already smashed the like button, by the way, what are you doing? Press that button down below. Help me get close to that goal of 30 within 2 hours. That would be absolutely amazing. And let's keep pushing on this tier list. Let's go up a level. Let's hit the A tier and let's place a fair few cards in there. Sour. This girl, man, slowly, her Team of the Year icon version, slowly becoming one of my favorites on the game. She is phenomenal in game and her base card still is very usable. Definitely in the A tier for me. Not quite in the A plus though. I reckon just in a little level below. As a no-nonsense box-to-box centre mid, she ticks basically every box in my opinion. Stoichkov. Technical plus, lethal finishing, has to be in that A tier even at this stage of the game. Slowly becoming a little bit outdated, but still a nightmare to play against because he's a bulldozer. He's physical, he's quick, and he knows where the back of the net is. For that reason, he is in the A tier for me. Joining them in the A tier, I'm going to place a few goalkeepers in here. I'm going to be placing Van der Sar, Schmeichel, and I believe Yashin, if I've not already placed them. I don't think I have, into this A tier. I think these guys for base icons are probably like the best you can get. Definitely better versions on the game though, which we'll see shortly, as there's a few Thunderstruck cards in here as well that we'll touch on. But I still reckon these are going to be in the A. Don't look at the price for this one. Honestly, just on personal experience in regards to using these keepers. And I think if you can get any of them, you're pretty set in that position for the foreseeable. So all three of these guys into the A tier. Another man going into the A tier is going to be Marcel Desailly. A centre-back I don't see too often in all fairness, but definitely one of the most usable base icon centre-backs to this stage. I think the pace, great defending, good physicals, fantastic playstyle plus being block as well. Makes this guy pretty solid at this stage. Very comparable to your likes of Centurions Campbell here. So let's go back up to that A plus tier then, and we're going to be placing Mr. Frank Ribery into A plus. I love this man's card. 5-star, technical plus. He's actually unbelievably solid, and his upgraded Team of the icon takes him to another level. But still at this stage, this card is still fantastic for you guys. Mr. Eric Cantona. Slowly, I think the bigger and more bulkier, more powerful in the air strikers are slowly becoming part of the meta. Mainly because if you watch FC Pro this weekend, you will see a lot of people utilising Haaland for the knockdowns. Cantona's big, physical, ridiculous in front of goal with the 5-star skills. Big fan. Couple of centre-backs joining that tier are going to have Rio Ferdinand straight up there. And we're also going to be placing one of the most overpowered centre-backs this year, I think, in my opinion. I'm going to give him, like, probably at this stage it's a bit outdated, but I'm going to give him his props here, okay? I know I said don't hold on to sentiment of value, but this man is still way better than the stats are saying. Laurent Blanc, do you still rock this boy? I'm sure some of you watching this video might even have close to 1,000 games with this man, because he's an absolute tank. Anticipate playstyle plus on both the boys. Just really, really solid options if you can get either of them. Now let's keep chipping away then. Big Wazza is going to be in the B plus for me. Like, not a bad striker at this stage of the game, but there's definitely better options in my opinion. Utilize the power shot and the good shooting stats if you do have it. So Abili is going in at the A tier. A brand new icon this year, almost in that hooligan category. Really meta in game. She feels quick and cracked with fantastic playmaker and outside the box shooting stats. Still reasonably priced at about 350k, and for me, yeah, in the A tier. All right, let's do it then. Let's smash out our first few S tier cards. Big Patrick Vieira. I got so lucky during Team of the Year, guys. I packed this man in a player pick, and I play him as a centre-back. Trust me, he is elite. As a CDM, he's also elite. Not quite in the S+, because he's got a better version that might be in that category, but Patrick is still the boy. Just 6'4", so dominant. The long dangly legs with intercept and block playstyle plus. Not easy to get past the boy, and for that reason, he has to be S tier in my opinion. Joining him in that S tier is going to be Mr. Team of the Year icon, Michael Essien, straight into that S tier. What a player. Underrated. So quick, so cracked. Unbelievable defending and physical stats. 2 playstyle pluses, even though aerial threat doesn't really do much for the card. I still think he's a brilliant option in that CDM position. So to the A tier we go then. Mr. Centurions Makalele, a no-nonsense CDM, is going into that A tier. Still a fantastic out-and-out CDM on this game, no doubt. Block playstyle plus on this card as well. I'm also going to be placing, where are we? Kaka, not quite Eto yet. Kaka is also going to go into the A tier. I'm not the biggest fan of Kaka on FIFA. I love the skill moves. I like the kind of physique he's got. It's interesting compared with the skill moves, but I feel like the shooting lets him down a little bit. But let me know what you think down below. I still think he's in the A tier. Another card going into the A tier is going to be Winter Wildcard Laudrup, a super underrated right back. Good position change. I think he's probably the most usable Laudrup we've had in a while. Meta playstyle plus being whip pass. Great pace. Really physical as well. Nice overlapping. And definitely still a solid shout at 200k. Even though considering the crazy amount of insane fullbacks we've got at the moment. So back to the A+ tier we go. And we've got Mr. Samuel Eto'o going into that A+. A fantastic, lean, powerful striker. Quick in game as well. No nonsense finisher. I like the playstyle plus, and I think he's definitely still a usable shout. Similar kind of category to your Henrys, your Buchaguenos, your Dalglish. Still really solid icon strikers at this stage of the game. We're going to start off with Team of the Year icon Ribery. Now I used this man a little bit in my FUT Champs this weekend, and oh my days, his dribbling is unbelievable. It's glued to his feet. Great finishing as well. Just a crazy, crazy crack card and a massive upgrade on his already insane 88 version, which is in the A+ tier. What a player, mate. If you can get your hands on him, he is phenomenal. Let's crack on with the S then. George Best. One of the best value SBCs of Team of the Year in my opinion. Decent upgrade on his regular 90. Technical playstyle plus with first touch. Some of the best left stick control. And an innate ability to find the back of the net from most angles. Really good ball carrier as a winger and a cam. For me, S tier 100%. I'm also going to be placing in Winter Wildcard Hullet. Now, super expensive, but I'm not really taking price into account here. Just by playability and how he feels in game. Yeah, crazy, crazy solid. Not quite on the level of the other Hullets, but I still think he is 100% S tier. Let me know your opinion down below on that one. But yeah, he's definitely expensive, so I don't know if it's worth crafting the SBC. Jarzinho, Centurions icon, is going to be in the S tier for me. What a player, man. A decent upgrade on his 89 here. Not anything too insane, but you definitely notice an increase in the shooting and the link-up play being there. Just an absolute baller in game. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Jarzinho, bro. Love him. Absolutely love him. Also going to be placing in Eusebio's 91 rated base icon into the S tier. I've used the Centurions icon for hundreds of games now, and this man's just lethal finishing. He has everything you need: pace, shooting and dribbling, that whole combination on a real right foot and left foot. He knows where the back of the net is, and a great, great option at this stage of the game still to this date. Also joining them is going to be one of the most, I don't know, maybe rare, because I barely play against him, centre midfielders in the game, Mateus. Just a no-nonsense box-to-box. He can defend really solid. He can go forward and score screamers. He does anything you want him to do in the middle of the park. Have him bombing up and down all game. You'll be flying with the boy. Dalglish Thunderstruck icon is going to be an S tier card for me. Still to this day, he is unbelievable in front of goal. The pace, the dribbling, just the all-round shooting aspect, the 5-star weak foot. The man's a demon and an S tier striker all day. Also joining him is going to be Mr. Puskas. Thunderstruck icon in the S tier. Not quite in the S plus for me. I think if anything, he's probably towards the top of the S tier. Just a fantastic striker, but the lack of weak foot is definitely a letdown. Another S tier card is going to be Thunderstruck Cafu. Probably my most desired right back. I would absolutely love this upgrade. Love it, because I rock his base version. A little upgrade to a 92 would go a long way in my opinion. Crazy, crazy fullback. Probably one of the best right backs on the game if you're not looking at Team of the Year cards. I'm also going to put Bobby Charlton in the S tier. I love Bobby Charlton this year. This man's dribbling, the passing, the pace, the travellas are broken. The left stick alone is so good. He's got such a low center of gravity that he turns so fast, and he's got physicals to back it up. I need a special version of Bobby Charlton to drop on his game, and I'll be picking it up straight away. Probably one of my favourite cards in my team. And yes, he has to be in that S tier, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree down below. Also going to place 94 Zidane in the S tier. Now Zidane, a lot of people are hot or cold on Zidane. Oh, that's the A tier. Not quite there. That's a little bit better, isn't it? I think Zidane, if used correctly, is an absolute bully. Utilise him as a cam or a box-to-box centre mid. Utilise the powerful speed boost. Don't do too much technical dribbling with a man. Just keep the ball to his feet, close control. Utilise the crazy shooting from outside the box, the link-up play. He's a bit of a bully, man. And I'm slowly starting to really enjoy his cards. I've tried the 92 and the 95, which we'll talk about shortly. But yeah, for me, the base is going to be in that S tier. I'm also going to place base icon Zico into the S tier. I think he's phenomenal. 5-star as an out-and-out cam. He's really good. He's got that proper premium icon feel in game. Great shooting. Set pieces are lethal. And as a ball carrier, there's not many better in this icon game for sure. He does have a Centurion's version as well, which is a little bit more expensive and a nice upgrade, which I'm actually also going to place into the S tier. I know, controversial. I still think he's phenomenal, of course, but I'm going to put him towards the top of the S tier on a similar level of Puskas here. I don't quite think he's in that S plus category, but let me know if you disagree. Now let's go down a level to the A plus. We're going to be placing Team of the Year icon Xavi, who's actually ridiculously cracked in game, into this A plus tier. I'll put him towards the top. I'm also going to be placing another Team of the Year icon, Mr. Zola, into the A plus tier all day. I think these two alone, crazy nice cards. Definitely at a premium because of the lack of tradable pack weight during Team of the Year and just the inflation that Team of the Year cards had. But they're settling down a little bit now, both under 1 mil. Both got 2 nice playstyle pluses. Xavi, insane, bro. The lob ball pass, absolutely love it. Technical plus, fantastic. If anything, he's one of my kind of like most meta midfielders that I've tried. A Modric on steroids is how I'm going to dub him as. Zola, crazy fluid, creative card. Great shooting, fantastic link-up play. Just an all-round fantastic forward. Another man going into the A+, going to be Bobby Carlos. This man is a little bit underappreciated, I would say. I don't see him often in teams. I feel like he's a little bit expensive for what you get. He's a nice fullback, solid defensively, good overlapping, but I definitely prefer the likes of Flashback Davies over this card, just my opinion. But still, nevertheless, a crazy card. He's got a unique aspect of being able to score from about 80 yards as well with his power shots. So if you like pinging power shots for your fullbacks, Bobby Carlos is going to be absolutely fine for that. Going back up to the S tier then, we're going to be placing Cantona Thunderstruck into the S tier. Technical plus on this card, super underrated. The controlled sprint feels quick. He's a nice boost on the 89 version. Super lethal in front of goal. And a really unique, powerful striker with fantastic dribbling stats and meta playstyles that I think, yes, he should be in the S tier. Also joining him is going to be a surprising one. I was tempted to put him into S+, but I honestly think I'm going to be placing this man at the top of S. It's going to be Thunderstruck Eusebio. Now, he's my striker in game right now, and I think he's absolutely lethal. I just don't quite think he's on that S+ level. He's a phenomenal card. Right foot, left foot, you can score from anywhere. Trivella's, he's got him in the locker. Power shots are there, of course. He's got rapid playstyle, plus he can fly. But I think the finesse just let him down a little bit. And so occasionally the Trivellas do, but utilises the crazy shooting. He's very similar to Son in that aspect that no matter what foot you're on, majority of strikes if you're green tying them within 20 yards will fly in the back of the net. But for me, I just can't quite put him in the S+ tier. As I said, S+ is going to be the best of the best. Eusebio's still phenomenal, but he's at the top of S for me. So a few more additions to the A+ category. We're getting through this now. It's a super long video, by the way. If you watched all the way through, I do really appreciate you. I'm going to be placing Kaka Thunderstruck into A+. A nice upgrade on the 89 here. Definitely more meta in game. I like the boost to the pace. The shooting feels more clinical. And even that little bit better on the dribbling department is a nice boost. Raul. My boy Raul Winter Wildcard is a demon in front of goal. For that reason, he's in the A+ tier. Nice playstyle plus as well. Fantastic ball control. And also Didier Drogba with the aerial threat. As I said a few times during this video, the bigger, more lethal in the air strikers are getting a lot more use. And this man, for the link-up play, for the nod-ons, the flick-ons, he's going to be super crazy. He's powerful and real in front of goal as well. And yeah, A+ all day. So heading back up to the S tier then, we've got a few Winter Wildcards that I want to stick in here. I'm going to place Garincha Winter Wildcard into the S tier. Fantastic ball carrier, unbelievable on the ball. Some of the best dribbling I've seen. Great pace, good passing. Shooting, lets him down a little bit though, but still has to be the S tier for me. Also joining him, controversial, But yeah, Lev Yashin as a centre-back. Mate, what a demon. What a demon. He wears the cap as well, and he's an S tier centre-back for me. Super quick, super solid, no nonsense, no real like super unique animations, but crazy on paper and crazy in game. All right, it's time. S plus is calling my name. Some of these are going to be super obvious, so we're going to get them out of the way straight away. Team of the icon, R9 Ronaldo. Has to be S plus. If not, one of the best, maybe the best striker in the game. Just the all-round package is phenomenal. And I'm also going to be placing the base version of Ronaldo, Mr. R9, into the S plus tier as well. If you've got any of these like cards, you are set pretty much for the whole game. Literally end-game strikers already. He's so powerful, so quick, so direct, lethal in front of goal, and the dribbling is literally broken. It's hilarious. I do prefer this one, obviously, because you get the 2 playstyle pluses and the dynamic image, but phenomenal cards. Similar kind of story for Maya Hamm. I never remember how to say her first name. Probably like the striking equivalent of Ronaldo in the female game. Just unbelievably all-round striker. Like the pace, the shooting, the dribbling, she has it all. Great, great card. And I did actually use her alone in FUT Champions this weekend. She carried me a little bit. Absolutely loved it. I'm also placing a base version into the S plus tier as well. No nonsense with these guys. It's an obvious one, right? You knew it was going to happen. So let's at least lock them in. Similar kind of story for Ronaldinho. Thunderstruck has to be in the S plus tier. Some of the most unique, insane dribbling stats I've seen on this game. He has the ability just to kind of jam his way through everything. Like if you try and take on players with the left stick or the controlled sprint, even if they tackle you, it's literally gravitating back to Ronaldinho's legs and he's carrying on the move. Great finisher as well. Yeah, just a ridiculous card, and I love his Thunderstruck in my team. Also going to place his base icon into the S plus tier. There's a fair few cards that just, even their base and their promos are just all going to be in the S tier. So Ronaldinho joining that list, as well as the obvious highest rated card we've got down here, Mr. Pele Winter Wildcard. He's obviously going to be in that S plus tier. I will kind of give my opinion on who I prefer the best or the most out of the S plus at some point, but let me know your opinion down below. Are you more of a fan of a Pele, a Ronaldinho, an R9 Ronaldo, Mia Hamm? Let me know down below in the comment section, but let's get the obvious ones in there. Happy days. Fernando Torres Winter Wildcard into the A plus. No doubt, absolutely fantastic striker. I love the dynamic image on the boy as well. Playstyle plus change to quick step, which is decent. I do like it. I think it partners the card quite nicely. Crazy finisher still to this day. Very similar to Raul. They're both Spanish, I know, but I make a few comparisons there. Butragueno obviously is going to be an A plus. Better than his base version. Different playstyle plus being quick step. I do prefer technical, but still I think this one's a very nice different option. More... to be fair, if he had technical partner with those dribbling stats, he'll be absolutely broken. So I understand the quick step, but he still feels absolutely broken on the ball, and for that reason he's in the A plus for me. We're also putting Thunderstruck Ashley Cole, a no nonsense, really solid left back. Very similar to Bobby Carlos in a lot of ways, I think. A little bit less clinical going forward, but overlapping still great. Really solid defensively to this day, and a great shout. Garincha's base version into the A plus. Similar kind of story with his Winter Wildcard. He's so good as a ball carrier. The dribbling's absolutely fantastic. Not super quick in regards to sprint speed. The acceleration's there, but gets bullied a little bit because of the lack of height. And yeah, the shooting definitely a letdown on this card, but still a great option as just a ball carrying winger. Carlos Alberto, also going to be in the A plus. I actually prefer this man more as an out-and-out centre-back. Very similar to Cafu. Yes, they're both Brazilian, but if you compare the cards on paper, a lot of similarities can be taken here. I would say Anticipate Plus is definitely better than Relentless though. But honestly, let me know where you play this man if you've got him. I reckon he's better suited as a centre-back over the right back. And I'm also going to be placing base Puskas towards the top of the A plus tier. Love Puskas' card. The weak foot lets him down once again. Pace is definitely there. He's a little bit stocky in game. I don't mind that. Utilize the crazy shoots and the finesse, the Chavelas, and you're going to score goals all day. So the best icon goalkeepers in my opinion are Van der Sar into the A plus tier. We're also putting Team of the Year icon Czech, which is slowly becoming my most preferred out of all of them. But still, all three of them I don't think you can go wrong with. And of course, Mr. Thunderstruck Casillas, the cross-claiming machine, the ultimate stopping corner beast. is definitely an A+ for me. These three are the best icon keepers in the game, in my opinion. A few cards that I've just noticed have just proper snook under the radar here are Michael Owen and Keane. Keane's been at the front of this section for a while though, but I'm just going to chuck these guys straight into the B tier. They're not like necessarily fodder, still somewhat usable, but there's 100% better versions out there. So let's get them in this tier right now. Smash it in there. Be you go, Mr. Keane. Let me know if you did this SBC, by the way. I still think if you've not done it, probably don't consider it unless you're going for Man United past and present. Now, smashing out a few A's, we've got Smith Centurion's icon into the A tier you go. Also joining her is going to be big Wazza Rooney into the A tier. I've got Stoichkov's base in here. I'm also going to put his winter wildcard into this. I think if anything, there's not much of a difference. You actually lose a bit of pace, add a bit more shooting, a bit more dribbling, and they've still got the same playstyle being technical plus. If anything, the differences won't be noticeable barely at all in game. Hence why I'm going to keep them both in A+. Rooney, no nonsense, great finisher. A little bit lacking with the quick kind of ball control, but makes up for it in the shooting department. Smith feels super smooth and cracked in game. Playstyle plus a bit disappointing being dead ball, but still a great finisher nevertheless. And yes, A tier for me. Also in the A tier, I'm going to place Nesta, a really no-nonsense, solid centre-back with great defensive playstyles. Really nice passing out the back as well. Pace split has a nice boost from his other versions. And for me, this man is A tier. Give him like an anchor or a shadow. Max out the defending stats and the pace and you're flying. Ian Wright, winter wildcard into the A tier. Unfortunately, way too expensive as SBC. I don't mind the fact they gave him 5-star skills. A fun card to use. It's pretty unique for Ian Wright as well. Great finisher, but no higher than A in my opinion. We're also going to be placing Centurion's Pirlo. Still not quite the all-round package. And I don't mind the dead ball playstyle plus, but I still think there's better for this card. Like a lob ball would be unbelievable. Or incisive pass. He has a lot of playstyles. Great passing, of course, and dribbling. But he's lacking in a fair few other departments. Nice Trivelism outside the box though. So definitely ping those if you've got him. Del Piero winter wildcard. Disappointing SBC purely because of the price. I think it's a nice card, but similar kind of stats to Pirlo in a lot of aspect. A lot better shooting though. He does have the lob ball pass playstyle, which is brilliant. But where would you play this man? A striker or a cam? I would probably say more of a cam. But even if you are going to play in there, there's much better options in higher tiers for me. And we're also going to be placing Luis Figo, Centurion's icon, into that A tier. This man maybe could squeak his way into A+. Because I do enjoy the card. I just feel like with Figo, he's lacking a little bit. Like he's a bit too big and bulky for a winger. I prefer him playing as like a right-sided centre forward. Technical plus is fantastic though. I do enjoy that. And maybe this man's going to get like a cheap SBC at some point. I've got a feeling he will do. But for me, A tier. So a couple of boys going into the B+ tier is going to be good. Muller base icon. Finesse shot playstyle plus and really nice shooting. But he's a little bit too big and bulky for me. And he's not super quick on the ball, unfortunately. Still a nice striker at this stage of the game, but definitely on the way to being outdated. Also, Zanetti. Zanetti's cards, like, they're nice. They're good at the start of the game, but the lack of pace is definitely an issue. If anything, he's better suited to that CDM role. Similar kind of story to Philip Lahm, in my opinion. Not quite cutting it as an out-and-out fullback for me, though. There's much better options, in even just as an icon in general. Now, a card that I've actually packed and traded on my main account, and I'm actually a big fan of, is Carlos Sanchez. Once again, the playstyle lets him down. And for that reason, he's no higher than the A+ for me. Carlos Sanchez, man, is a great ball-carrying, no-nonsense striker. Unbelievable left foot, knows where the back of the net is, and a solid option if you do need a striker. I wouldn't be playing him as a winger. He's definitely more suited as a striker or a centre-forward for me. So another card going into the A+ is going to be Rivaldo Ultimate Dynasties. EA Sports gave this man 4-star, 4-star, and I love him for it. He's got pace, good dribbling, good shooting, nice playstyles, a technical plus, a really nice ball carrier, and the 4-star, 4-star boost makes him a lot more usable in game. All right, let's go back to the S tier then as we get down towards the N tier, and we're going to place in one of my favorite icons right now, Team of the Year Sauer. Like, hands down, has to be in that S tier. She is ridiculously good in game as a box-to-box centre mid. The press is insane. The passing, the ball carrying, the shooting, she could do it all. And yes, she is S tier all day. So Maldini has 3 versions down here, as we can see. A 90, a 92, and a 93. I'm going to be placing the 93 Maldini into the S tier towards the top for sure. But I'm also going to be placing both the other 2 versions, the base and the 90, into the S tier. I think every single version here is an S tier card. However, obviously, the 93 is going to be better than the 92 and the 90, and the 92 is going to be better than the 90. But for me, you can't go wrong with any of these cards. Absolutely solid in game. I do like the fact that the base has an SBC. If you need a centre back, definitely consider crafting him. But yeah, Maldini is a baller. Such a solid card. I definitely would say the playstyle being Intercept Playstyle Plus definitely is better than these two down here. Four more cards going to the top of that S tier is going to be Rio Ferdinand, Team of the Year icon. Basically at the very top of the S tier for me. Super solid card. A lot of comparisons to Maldini, to be fair. I think Maldini's a bit more solid in the defending aspect, where the playstyle pluses that Rio have should be illegal. And the man is quick, he's powerful, got really good defending stats, and a fantastic card. I still think his price is a little bit too steep though. Should be probably closer to the same price as Maldini here. Maybe a little bit more, like 3 mil. But still, a fantastic option nevertheless. Big, good Muller, 94 rated Thunderstruck is going in towards the top of the A+ tier for me. Unbelievable shooting, finesse shot plus, pace is much better than the actual base, but I still think he's lacking a little bit of mobility, and I just don't really get on with cards like this in game. Personal opinion. Let me know if you think he should be sneaking into the S tier, but for me he's at the very top of A. We're also going to be joining, actually there's no more, is there an A+? I don't think I'm going to put any more A+. I think we're looking at S and S pluses all day. Start off with Team of the Year icon Lam. Now as a fullback, phenomenal, but man, this boy is a CDM. Yeah, he's built different. Unbelievable play styles as well. Love the lob ball pass. It's slowly becoming one of my favourites. It adds a whole new element to your play style. Defensively fantastic. The pace is there. The passing, even the Trivellas, he has it in the locker. Physicals are lacking a little bit. But yeah, as a CDM or a fullback, definitely an S tier card for me. Also joining him in the S tier is going to be the 92 version of Zidane. Similar kind of story with his base that we touched on earlier. If you know how to use Zidane correctly, the man could be dangerous in game. A little bit more pace as well. A little bit lacking in the passing and the dribbling, but still a brilliant option nevertheless. I still think Zidane, if he had a better playstyle plus, would be that much better. Like elevate him a little bit. If you had something like a Trivella or some sort of passing, ping pass or something, you'll be flying. But yeah, he's still an S tier card, 100%. Talking about a new Zidane. Zidane 95. I'm going to be placing this boy into the S plus category. I don't think there's many better, more attacking box-to-box centre mids in the icon game than Zidane 95 rated. Look at the dribbling, the passing, the shooting, the physicals, the pace. Not insane, but give him a shadow chem style and you are flying forward. Utilise the step overs, utilise the powerful aspect of the game, incisive pass as well. Big fan of the card, and yeah, I reckon he sneaks into the S plus tier, a level above of majority of the cards down here. Let me know if you disagree down below. So 2 cards going to the top of the S tier. Unbelievable strikers. We've got Thierry Henry, Thunderstruck into the top of S. This man is so close to being S plus for me. I still just feel like he's not quite on the level of a R9 Ronaldo, a Mia Hamm, a Pele, a Ronaldinho. He's similar kind of to Eusebio. Super powerful, super crazy finishing, really quick, big, dominant striker. Yeah, I know, obviously I'm a massive fan of him, as you can tell. I've got the literal picture of the man behind me right now, but I still can't quite put him into the S plus. He is top of S for me. And also Johan Cruyff's base is going to be towards the S. Another phenomenal card. Can't go wrong with any version of Cruyff. Take a lot of similarities to Zico. It's a little bit taller and a little bit more leaner and quicker in game, I would say. All round, play him as a striker, a centre forward, a cam. You can have a field day with him. And the main reason that card's in S is because I had to include his Thunderstruck in the S plus tier. You know, me and Cruyff, mate, we go way back. We go way back. I've packed him untradeable in a fair few of the previous FIFAs. And I need him this year. I really do. I'm missing that kind of element to the game. The man who can receive the ball, be a player at speed, continue that speed in behind your opponent's defence, but dispatch the ball in the back of the net with a 5-star as well. Like, what a player. S plus for me, 100%. Now, the last 4 cards minus my thumbnail that I accidentally put into this tier list, we have got Hullet, Vieira, and Mateus. Absolutely phenomenal centre midfielders. Even though Hullit's a centre forward on paper, the man's a centre mid, he's a left back, he's a centre back, he's anywhere you want him to be, and he's dominant. And for me, every single one of these 4 cards here are going to be in the S plus tier, 100%. They are going to round off this icon tier list. Hullit, get in there. Hullet, where you at? There you are, my son. Obviously, the Centurions is a level above than the base, but still both of them are phenomenal for me all day. Also, Vieira. This card on paper, bro. Like, the playstyle plus combination is disgusting for a CDM who's 6'4". Like, it's literally a joke. The defending stats, unbelievable. He can play as a centre-back as well. He can even score goals for you. He could do literally anything you wanted to do in the middle of the park. And talk about anything you want to do in the middle of the park. Almost club 90. Mateus. What a card. Deadball playstyle plus, I don't mind it. It's nice to have in a locker, I guess. But I would have rathered something different. But just what a phenomenal player. And this S plus tier is quite honestly ridiculous. If you have any of these cards, you are dreaming. If I was to rate them in regards to who is the best of the best, I reckon R9 Ronaldo towards the top. Miaham in a close second. I'm putting Pele just in behind. Thunderstruck, Ronaldinho, and then go over Thunderstruck Cruyff, and then I reckon we're looking at like an R9 just here, probably a Ronaldinho and a Pele, and then obviously Hullet, Vieira, Mateus. Yeah, any of them. But my best player for sure, the best icon of the game, in my opinion, is Team of the Year R9. Let me know what you think down below of this tier list. I appreciate if you stuck it out to the end. In case you skip forward, I'll scroll down quickly now. If you did skip forward, you better smash that like button though. Let me know what you think if you disagree with anything. A+ looking stats, A's, B+, the B, and then the infamous fodder tier. Anyway, I'll be more. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys later.